Hello everyone, welcome to 10 Minutes Astrology once a week. Me and Alejo and I will be here to talking about astrology, help you to navigate through your chart, understand yourself. Since 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we starting the whole series of the moon sign and to try to reach the understanding of astrological chart and also moon sign a little with a little bit tips. Alejo is always bring some psychological insight, and that was fantastic. Hello, Alejo.
Hi Rod, how are you? Nice
I'm very
to
well. Yeah,
see you here. I'm just remembering that the last podcast we ended up almost having a revolution.
nearly, and we should stop that. Well, today let's keep a little bit light-hearted because we are talking about
Moon in Gemini, yes.
money Gemini. Yes, and usually you don't want to go too heavy. You don't want to punch too hard with the money Gemini. Okay.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah. So, Alejo, how do we interpret the moon in Gemini?
So with Gemini, we were saying that Gemini is an air sign and it's a mutable sign. So mutability talks about change and versatility. So with the moon in Gemini, we might imagine a person who they have this craving, this need for change. They cannot keep with the same goal, with the same track, with the same idea, with the same purpose for long periods of time. Probably they need change. If they don't have change, they get bored
Mm,
and they lose energy in the end. They
yeah.
thrive in curiosity.
Mm,
I would say curiosity could be another word. With the moon in Gemini, the idea of air and the need for information, the need to communicate also, perhaps the need to communicate what they feel. And I would say the need to have information in order to feel safe. So
mm,
again, we could think about the environment as a child, and we would think, a house full of books, perhaps, or a
mm,
house in which maybe the person who grew up his mother was a hairdresser, so they could hear all the gossips in the neighborhood. But there is this kind of presence of information that was being exchanged around them. So they learned that if there's information, if there's communication, if there's inter-exchange, the world will be okay, the world will be safe, which
mm.
gives them, of course, a great ability to communicate, to put in words what they think. Maybe also, I would say, a great ability to listen to others because it's part of communication. And perhaps the shadow side would be that when they are in a crisis, when they feel threatened, they fall into the need to understand. So this is the kind of person who, they're going through a divorce and they buy 1,000 books about how to handle your divorce, instead of just, okay, let's see what I feel, let's see what I
Ah,
feel, let's see what I should do. They go into the mind because it's an earth sign. So the
ah.
moon finds safety here in the mind, in the abstract world, in the world of information. So instead of just going through their divorce, they want to learn about what they're supposed to do, how they're supposed to navigate this. Um, and
You
so,
just
yeah,
you
sorry.
just nearly make my tears out. I was laughing so hard about when you go to divorce, you buy 1,000 books, and I 100% agree that would be the things I will do because I have money Gemini.
I love it.
Another thing, sorry to interrupt, but this is the personal feedback about the gossip of things. One thing my mom did in a very different way is, well, she encouraged me to read a lot of a story, and also she's kind of, I don't want to use the word force, but she put me into the environment always have radio on. If we don't need to
Mm,
work, if we are not busy, it's always turn on the radio. Make me have a kind of a ritual to listen to the radio every day. So
very
listen
Moon in
and
Gemini.
learning what's happening out there. So I couldn't do without. That's why you say sometimes you say you feel you are the kind of a cut out of the news and things. I couldn't do that. I will feel so insecure if I don't know what's happened out there. You're 100% right.
Yeah, and actually, I would say knowing you, it's amazing because you know about everything. I cannot, it's great to have a moon in Gemini friend because you will always be updated on what's going on.
Yeah.
It's the only bad thing is you feel you can never bring a new news because whatever you share, I heard about this. He's like, yes, and he will share. I read this 1,000 times now. He will share all of the stories.
Well, you can tell me say you talk about that 10 minutes ago.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, okay, that's go to a little bit very quickly. How do you apply this to everyday life? And I would say communication
You
is
do a
the key.
podcast.
I do podcast every day for my life. What do you want? I have a moon in Gemini. Let's stop it. Let's do a chart reading. Okay, today our chart example, I choose this one. Sorry, because it's moon in Gemini, so I lead everything. Alejo even say, I don't know. Yeah, because maybe it's too young for Alejo. I don't want to upset Kylie Minogue, but I don't want to upset Alejo neither. Well, Kylie Minogue is my goddess, so because I like her. And she have a whole bunch of planets in Gemini. She has
Wow.
a Venus in 0 degree Gemini, Sun in 6 degree of Gemini, Mars in 13 degree Gemini, Moon in 14 degree of Gemini.
Wow.
This is my goddess. I love kind of those things. I think since I was 18 years old, my first dance in the club was Kylie Minogue song, and then I was in love with Kylie Minogue, and people was always talking about how great she is, and her performing and her job. I think she was a big actress when she was playing in the um in 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 Australia, and that kind of uh, uh opera, soap opera thing. It's like a everyday TV program, and then she was a kind of on the TV, become an idol of everyone. Then she become a singer, and then conquer the world with her beautiful song. And her song is keep changing. She is keep changing her style. It's like a fashion.
Mm.
She's like a top of a fashion lead, to be honest. Even I would say sometimes, let me say that there's no competition. Sometimes when I notice her performing and her style, 1 or 2 years later, I see it in another singer, another world famous godmother like ish singers performing. And which is like,
Oh.
you have no shame of yourself. You should copy her. But I couldn't say that because this is crazy fan does. When crazy fan wage the world to attack
Yeah.
another one. You don't do that. But what I realize is Kylie Minogue has this kind of adaptability. What I want to say is quite interesting. There is one year, and very interesting. She has a song talk about Aphrodite. She has a song talking about Aphrodite. So of course, the main singer. She will pretend. She will perform. She will dress like Aphrodite.
Mm-hmm.
You were expecting Aphrodite appear on the stage. But what I see is something wrong there. I don't want to criticize their artistic guide or artistic advisor, or maybe I should say mythology advisor. They put wing. They put wing on her crown. They put
Mm.
wing on her back.
Mm.
They put wing on her shoes. Wing, wing, wing. And I was like, what's wrong with you guys? We are talking about Aphrodite.
But I think it's interesting because he has the Venus in Gemini, and all of these wings makes me think of Hermes,
Yes,
which
indeed.
is
That's what I
Mercury, the
was
ruler
talking.
of her Venus. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. And she has a moon in Gemini. So I think she's quite good in communication too. She's very good in communication. But my personal experience is you couldn't avoid that. With someone who has a whole bunch of a planet in Gemini,
Exactly.
even your art or stage advisor or designer was going to couldn't help to give you a pair of a wing to show
Exactly.
you that Gemini side, to show you that Gemini side of you. So this is the Kylie Minogue chart is pretty interesting, and she's constantly moving. She's constantly moving and very flexible in her life. This is a very interesting chart, and that when in Gemini, let's just talk about something very light and not wage the revolution.
Yes, today it's lighter.
Yeah, okay. Well, Alejo, this is our moon in Gemini. And what do you think? Please leave a comment and please share. So, Alejo, what are we going to talk about next time?
So next time we're gonna go to the moon in Cancer.
Ooh, moon in Cancer. That's where moon ruled the sign, right?
Yes, exactly. She's
Double
going
check.
home. Yes.
Moon is going home now. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for watching 10 Minutes Astrology. See you next week.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.